Hello, my friends. We are live here on YouTube and we are getting live. Hello, my friends. We are live on YouTube and on Instagram today. It is Wednesday, so we are doing our weekly Wisdom Wednesday. And today we're talking about the awakening of consciousness. And this is a beautiful time to look at it, as this awakening can happen individually or collectively. So on the planet now, we're seeing a collective awakening too. And some people need to experience awakening collectively, and some people need it individually. But both of it, the awakening is the help to kind of become aware of your own soul, whether you see the soul around you or whether you see the soul inside of you. It will help you gradually to connect with that soul being and then gradually plant it into the body. So as we kind of awaken, which is kind of a choice, whether it's conscious or unconscious. So some people have intense situations or that they're not really aware of, or you have chosen it and you can see that that happens are like part of your awakening process. So, and then others haven't chosen it at all, and they might just still remain ignorant of the whole journey, and still on a unconscious level they will still awaken through lifetimes. So in this process, we're here looking at a virus kind of attacking the world, but in a way that is just the way we're like internally waking up when we want to center our soul into our body. To center the soul into the body, meaning that our consciousness becomes more soul-like, that we're becoming pure, our energy rises so that we are remembering ourselves as souls, as that purity. So to remember that, we kind of have to uproot ourselves. We have to connect with those parts of our body where like patterns are like locked. So because the whole path to the soul is through the body. So when you are choosing to connect with your soul, your body will actually open as if it has a virus, and it will flush through the system, awaken the unconscious parts of our body, the stiffness, all this stuff. So here you see it around. Some people get sick, some people don't get sick, some people get angry, some people get nervous, anxious. Not everybody's going to feel it so physically. They're going to feel it connected to their family, through their country, through their friends. But everybody has been given then this place of solitude. We all kind of came together. Countries like America, where everybody's not taken care of in the same way. They get unemployment, they get taken care of. Everybody out there then feels like more connected. A connection is like a feeling of the soul. So we're all kind of more connected. And in other countries like Norway and stuff, they already kind of have this, so it stirs differently. It might be more family oriented. Countries are different. But in this coming together, we kind of like retreat inwards and we kind of shelter down, just like becoming sick. We're kind of like take some time to stay inwards, and that's where we kind of are resting more in our soul. That's when we more intuitively just relax when we are sick. So the other part of this is that when we come out again of this sickness, of this release, our energy is heightened. It has come up into consciousness, into our soul. We are more aware, but there's still patterns that hasn't shifted necessarily, or they have, but they still want to become aware of themselves. We want to become aware of this process. So then we will fall, we will break something, we will do things consciously or unconsciously by accident, like happened here over in America, where the police brutality came out. But understand that everybody's energy is heightened, so everybody's kind of losing themselves a little bit in this energy. People don't really know how to. They're not grounded. So even we have kind of lost connection with our body, our awareness, when we are in consciousness, because we can be our soul, but we also have to be in the body. So when we step back into the body, into life, the stores are opening, everything is opening, then we have to see what is changing, what we no longer necessarily need in the same way. And that is the beauty of releasing, that we can suddenly become aware that hatred, all these patterns of family, of different things, that they might no longer be needed, or they're changing. So over here in America, suddenly people are being aware that there's energy shifting, there's more connection, or in that consciousness, that soul that everybody was connected to, now they're aware that there's still a conversation they need to have. There's still unconscious patterns in humanity that needs to be seen. There's still past history that need to be healed, so that we can step into the future. So that is what's happening. And then the emotion comes out. We lose ourselves in this for a while. So some people get sad, some people get angry, some people get ignorant. We go into different denial, we go into different reaction depending on what our patterns are. So in Norway and America is totally different. One is a more emotional country, one is more logical. They will react differently to these kind of situations. But when we see it coming out, then we have the potential to realize that this is healing, this is releasing. It sometimes need to be screamed, cried out for a little bit. And then when we come through to the other side, which we are starting to come through, then stuff might be changing. And people don't really believe in changing. We think we need revolution. We always need the hard way, the masculine way, but that's the doubt. That's because we feel like many times we've had anger, emotions, problems, inequality before, and we feel like the ego feels that everything is stuck. But our soul knows that this stuff can release. Our body knows it can release. I know it can release because it has happened to me. It has happened to many people. When you choose to allow it to release, then it can go through a period of healing, and suddenly stuff changes. Not all at once, not everything is just gone. No, a little at a time. Consciousness through these years, through many 100 years, have expanded in waves, and this is another wave that is uplifting our consciousness. The whole world, the soul, are coming closer to their soul. So it is a beautiful time to be alive. And it's beautiful to see how some people connect more collectively in their energy, more spiritually collectively out there. Others are more on their individual stuff. So it kind of just depends on what gates you are also opening up. So everybody's reacting differently to the situation, because everybody is on a journey to their own soul, from consciousness to self-consciousness presence, and to the remembering of who you are, and integrating that into the body. Then it becomes stable and peaceful. So that is what we were talking about today, and we're starting a retreat next week, Monday. So the ease of life is coming into the online retreat. So that's going to be fun. I will post more about it. We are going into the second part. I'm going to close the Instagram down so we can restart it, so I can save it onto IGTV. But if you're watching this later, come back in a few minutes and watch the second part, which is continuing the energy of this meditation. And for you on YouTube, just stay, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Hello guys, let me hook this thing up again. There we are. Hello, we are back for the second part of this talk. The second part is the silent part, which is kind of the essence of the teaching that I'm bringing, is that you kind of need both. You can become conscious about conscious about what's going on out there or in here, which is your ego. And from there, you can see the energy that is flowing. And through the energy there, you can become aware of like how your body is handling the energy that is flowing. And from there, you can pull back and become aware of the soul that is like connected to your body. So all these things are connected, and we can talk about it, but it's also there to like put it into action. So a lot of people can say, well, I know this, I know that. The knowing becomes the enemy of the mind because we just get stuck in our own knowing, our own ego. We know too much in the West. We know too much about ourselves. I put out some more sound here, the sound of life. So let's center it in, like let's settle down, settle into laying down wherever you are, and you're sitting on your couch, or you're driving a car, or you're sitting on the train. You're just kind of tuning into that natural wisdom of yourself. Just like you can sit on the train just looking out and just letting the surroundings just pass. Or you can just kind of listen to the sound, but then you're kind of like letting them pass. You don't tune too much into the sound of life. You don't tune too much into the noise. You don't take it too seriously. It's the same thing with emotions. We can tune too much into our emotions when they come, and they become too serious. We take them too seriously. We treat the sadness or the anger or desire or the happiness or the anxiousness too seriously. So we're forgetting that in our soul there is peacefulness. So these sessions are a reminder for you to connect with your soul, your essence, that which you are, connecting naturally back into yourself and relaxing. In that place, when you dare to open up and take time to tune back in, you are naturally relaxing. Whether you're perceiving it or not is not important. Energy is moving. And the more you start to become conscious beyond the ego, then you will start perceiving energy in the body. Or if you perceive beyond the body, the physical body, you will start to feel the flow, the breath of life, the breath of the soul entering in and bringing you deeper and more peaceful into this moment. So as we step out of this solitude that has been, we have to move through the emotions that are there, and we can start moving into the presence of ourselves as alive. And people love being alive. We love going to the beach, feeling that life is flowing, feeling that we can have a glass of beer or a wine, or jump into the water, or get naked, or whatever you feel like. We love feeling life. But we also have to dare to allow the soul to be the stable side of ourselves. And know this. Most people don't know and are connected with the soul. So that is our purpose. So as you kind of just enjoy this time with me, and allowing your energy to kind of calm down, and your shoulders get heavy, because in the surrender to the body, just as you do at night, your body starts weighing down. Sometimes we feel this in the middle of the night because we suddenly feel like we have to change positions. We have to move to the side because the body feels aching. The body feels stuck because it has kind of become heavy. And then we think heaviness is bad, but heaviness is also just a connection to ourselves, to just surrender. So when we allow this heaviness to kind of continue down from the shoulders. They start coming down into your elbows, to the hands, to the wrists, and down into our hips, into our spine. It continues down. And then we can start settling down into our hips, into our knees, into our ankles. So it is this peacefulness that we can allow, choosing to bring of this consciousness that awakens this noise, tuning in, allowing it to settle within our body. Because in that body, we are the natural anchor where the soul can thrive, where the soul can breathe, where the soul can love, or we are love. We are that heaviness, that Tao, the nothingness, the consciousness, the presence that are connected. And that is kind of what we're all wanting to do. We all kind of want to connect to this. And then even our heads can get kind of painful because we're releasing. When we open up, we a lot of times have opening up our mind, the mind energy a lot. And we have to allow this mind energy to come into and letting coming down to our spine, drop down into our necks, open our jaw, and kind of like release inwards. And then we become the space around us. That is where we become consciousness, we become soul. And we might experience that we're sweating, or we're becoming a little sticky, or we're smelling ourselves or something around us. We're seeing colors. We're kind of opening up to the energy body. Our soul is connected around us. We are connected. Our body is connected around us. And just keep dropping it down. Let that sink into the center of our being, of our body. And we connect down into the midsection, sternum, the lower, the breath, just below the lungs, just above the belly, just in the center of our whole body. We anchor down. And let yourself just rest there. And this is kind of a little bit of a beginning of coming out again of this time. Awareness community is waking up, everything is waking up. So that's why the next retreat, the Ease of Life, which is called an introduction, but still like the advanced level of kind of spirituality. We're doing this starting 6 days, starting Monday, next Monday, 6/8, or June 8th. Starting, we're doing Monday to Friday, and then we do the following Wednesday, and I will post it with a little suggestion of a donation to bring yourself into the space, to join into, to bring your consciousness, your intention into space. And every day we will, as the previous retreats, we will move a lot of energy and open up to clarity, which is the intention. So it will be fun, and looking forward to seeing you guys there. For new people, just if you have questions, just reach out. And for those who have given donations, thank you for that. And then just let the breath go and close your eyes and just let the light come in. Let life come in, let the soul breathe. and allow this day to be beautiful, as life is beautiful when you allow yourself to come out into life. So we have the soul side, the darkness, the Tao, and then we have the life, the shining, the breath out there. And that's what we're connecting with now. So thank you for being here today, and I will see you next week. Have a beautiful day.